Ladies and gentlemen, we're actually going to have a camera on tonight. Holy crud. All right, put a 1 in your chat if you're ready to dunk on Dennis yet another time. Yet another time. Put a 1 in the chat. If you're getting hyped, let's go. right, y'all know what this last song means. Get your stuff together. We're gonna do it. Let's go.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad. I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad. Doing no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad.
Yeah.
Baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad, shit on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back, I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me, ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact, give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious, I'ma go cause something, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame, yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up.
My kingdom is crumbling. The Xylie is back. Took a little vacation from you miscreants. Oh, that's why my microphone is not working. Okay, I know. I need to put the camera on. Just hold your horses, because I know some of y'all going to just be bitching. Hold on. Hide. No, keep that there. Put that down here. Video capture device. Make that, no. Hey, why are you, no. What the fuck is that? Done. Get rid of. Okay. Alright. It's gotta be like that. Lock it down. Alright, there we go. I want it for 10 since I can't give memberships right now. Well, that's okay. Thank you for the 10. I was about to start something. If this lasted 5 more seconds, I swear to God. Homeboy Edwin. Now, I know you weren't talking about somebody starting a show late. I have literally seen you start a show 2 hours past the time that you said you were going to start it. I did 30 minutes. Listen, I'll get your ass some Fireball, okay? My hair is not acting right. Why is my hair not acting right? It's still itchy. It is fun to be a complainer. I do it often. Believe me, I know. Tipster trying to derail the show. Why is Tipster trying to derail the show? What is Tipster doing to derail the show? Because just because he's blue, so I could cover up that check mark, doesn't mean I won't kick his ass out. What's he doing? What's Tipster doing? Tipster always talks about boobs. You act like that's new. The hell's wrong with you? What? Oh, Edwin started it? Oh. Edwin started talking about boobs? Let me go up. Did Edwin start talking about boobs? I need receipts. How long is this intro? Holy shit. I always play 4 songs, mother ducker. I can't cuss yet. I have to wait a little bit before I can cuss so I can get this monetized. There's Tipster trying to tell somebody about his tweet. Listen, okay? Tipster, what are you trying to show me? Just tell me what it is, because I'm not just going to play it. Lord have mercy, Tipster. I can't have subjects around with you motherfuckers, I swear to God. Look, y'all didn't even let me go.
Right, so, cut it out.
Dude, he's calling you out, Hannah. You want to come on here and defend yourself?
No,
Yeah,
Welsh people can defend themselves, okay?
Dude,
that's why they let England walk all over them.
I think you need to call in, Hannah, and defend yourself.
The only good part about Wales is the flag. Everything else, fucking terrible.
One in the chat if y'all want Hannah Animal to call in and defend herself.
I just went to her Twitter and I only found one picture of herself, so I don't see how that's very e-girl.
I don't know. People have the mentality of like, oh, you're a woman on the internet, you are an e-girl.
No skin either. E-girls are supposed to show skin, right?
Yeah.
Lots of it.
Wait, never mind. I for some reason she just showed a picture of her cleavage. That's kind of weird. Totally
yeah,
unprovoked.
Can you link me that?
Why am I listening to this? Somebody explain to me why I'm listening to this. No, I am supposed to be talking about Dennis tonight. This is the 8 o'clock show. This is not the midnight show. This is the 8 o'clock show. Tipster, you're the one that gave a Twitter link. ask for no damn Twitter link. I said you passing a Twitter link because I looked up where you told somebody to go look at your Twitter. You ain't blaming me on that shit. No, 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 sir. I refuse.
Like, you know.
I rebuke you. I rebuke you. Damn, I done gone 2 days and you motherfuckers say y'all can run shit. Tipster need to have some poppers and chill. What, Tipster? What, Tipster? What?
I wasn't trying to derail your show.
No,
I was
no.
trolling everyone in chat, all right?
Between you and Edwin, y'all have derailed my show. It's okay. It just means that
It's
y'all don't have.
This is your show. It's your show.
It just means that y'all don't have the respect for me that y'all have for everybody else. It's okay. I know it's because I'm a woman, and you know it is what it is.
Bitch, are you easily distracted? Sometimes when I'm streaming, the chat's talking about completely random shit, and I still focus on the task at hand. Do you need some Adderall?
Motherfucker, I have ADHD. Of course I get distracted. What the fuck?
Do you need some fucking Adderall, bitch?
No, Adderall doesn't do very good for me, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
I haven't had enough caffeine today. That's what it is.
Well, Xylie, I love you. I didn't mean to derail. I didn't know you suffer from ADHD, all right?
Get out of here. I love you.
Huh?
Oh,
Get
no.
out.
Kristen, why are you in here? Why are you in here? I was getting ready to leave. What?
Do you need some Adderall?
I asked her the same thing, bro. All right, I'm going to let you go. Do your show.
Thank you.
Love ya.
Love ya. Kristen Ark, I'm going to tell you something, okay? Just because you're working with Keemstar now and you think you might be getting a little bit too big for your britches, I will still jump into my 94 Camry and drive to Buffalo, New York just to pay you a visit. Okay? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. No, we're not blaming Salvo. We can blame Salvo for a lot, but we can't blame Salvo for this. Is that a threat? Nah, baby. I don't make threats. I only say things that'll actually happen. Keep messing with me. Lord have mercy. Okay, all right. Put a 1 in the chat if you are over this and you would like to see Def Noodles just completely make a fool of himself. Tips are for $5. I mean 50. Shit. Too many zeros. I'm sorry. LOL. Thank you for the 50 tipster. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You know I got mad love for you, dude. Salvo sabotage my Keem, that was so funny because your ass literally tumbled. Keemstar, you literally tumbled out of that chair. Kristen Hart 199. It's all love. Yeah, it is all love. It's gonna be all love when bam. I'm gonna have to take me a trip. And there is my mod for 199. Calm the fuck down, ma'am, with 2 middle fingers. I'm loving it. All right. Let's see this fool make a fool out of himself. I will say this on this video. The only person who is actually asking correct questions was Steve. Steve was the only good one in this. I saw Salvo saw down the leg, Keem. That was so funny when you know what I think is great though that y'all kept that in that like in the video. That was so good. I don't use them nicknames, Lizzie, but yes, that's Steve. All right, let's get started.
Where we talk about the most irrelevant things on the internet.
Yes, that's right. That's right. The most irrelevant things. Capital THINGS.
So we don't get
So you talk
demonetized.
about
We
yourself?
had to change that intro because I used to say the word that gets you demonetized.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, today we have a very
There's no way Def Noodles cut his own hair. He's got a fade in the side. There's no way he did a fade. I'm going to tell you now. There's no way he did a fade. You know what, Cab? For real. Steven realized this is some full-on bullshit, 100%. All right, let's go.
very special show for all of you. We have a special guest. We have Nick Pfeifer with us.
What's up, y'all?
You may recognize Nick from TikTok and other things that we're going to get into.
How does it feel to be outside of TikTok? Are
Great,
you...
amazing.
Lizzie, don't be spoiling my reputation.
Amazing. Like, TikTok is just such a, I mean, it's great, but it's pros and cons, you know. It's like, just gets toxic really quick, real quick.
It sounds so funny because it's like to be outside
I
of
don't
TikTok is
either.
almost like being
I
a
don't
fish
like
out of
his
water.
hair.
It's
Yeah.
like you got your legs, you walking around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of long format never hurt anybody, though, you know?
Yeah.
Get some actual
All right, I don't know if you can see the chat over here, but let me tell you something. Because I was watching it through Minxie, and she was through Minxie 1, and she was doing the replay of it. His chat started rioting. Like, there was not one person saying this was a good idea. It was hilarious.
conversation in.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we should just dive into it because I think that's what people want to hear.
Totally.
I already see somebody in the chat saying why, and then why in all caps right
Oh.
afterwards.
Of course.
It's all right. You don't have to see it because you can tell. All right. So later on, you'll notice with Def Noodles, his mood starts to change because he starts to realize, oh shit, I have pissed my people off. The very few people who are left watching my shows.
So, all right. For those of you who don't know, about what was it like 2-3 weeks ago at this point? Has it been a month?
It's almost a month. Yeah, it was
Holy
August
shit.
24th. August 24th.
August 24th. So it's been almost a month of the day. Gabbie Hanna was posting what like 100 TikToks a day.
150. Yeah.
150.
Yeah. That was the latest count I saw.
Yeah. So she was posting a lot of TikToks, and a lot of people were speculating about her mental health. A lot of people were very worried. In fact, people were calling the police. They were calling the paramedics, and she got I think one wellness check one day, and then. Nick, well, tell us what happened.
Yeah, yeah.
You tell us. Start off from how you thought of like everything. Yeah, just tell us,
everything. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I'm sitting in bed. I can't sleep. It's like 7 a.m. I'm scrolling through TikTok and shit just pops up on my For You page like
Yeah.
everybody else. And I just like I recognize her. I'm like, yo, this girl is from Vine or from YouTube or from whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is not
This girl, you didn't know who Gabbie Hanna was?
normal. Period. My family, like I have family history. Excuse me. I'm dealing with bipolar and everything like that. And I know she's been open about her diagnosis with bipolar 2. So I see all these like signs of like, yo, she's talking about second coming of Christ. She's talking about secret of life. I figured it out. I did this. I'm the smartest person in the world.
Yeah.
And just doing these erratic TikToks where it's like not even making sense from one to the next.
Yeah.
And I look at that and I see all the comments like somebody help her, somebody help her, somebody help her. We got the wellness check. But
Yeah.
a lot of people don't realize the way that shit works here is that they did this and you said one earlier, but it's like I think there was 3 or 4 total after the whole thing where they show
Wow.
up to the door. They say, "Hey, do you want to hurt yourself?" She says no. They say, "Do you want to hurt anybody else?" She says no, and they walk away.
Gotcha.
That's the way that it works. That's the legal standard.
So they don't do any other kind
Yeah,
of like.
they don't do-
They just ask the person.
So going to her house, asking can you go pee in her bathroom, record yourself peeing in her bathroom, and recording her house is the fucking answer. That's the answer, folks. That's what you're supposed to do. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Who's supposed to be unwell if they're doing well.
Exactly.
And I mean, 99% of the times, I assume that the person's just gonna say they're doing well.
Of course. Because especially when you're in that state, it's almost like a high. Like she feels good. She was probably doing some art, doing whatever. And she just told them, yeah, I'm good, and they walk away at that point. So and unfortunately, just like she's been embroiled in this controversy for the last however many years, to where she's like alienated all these other creators, even her own family, to the point where like to this day, from what I understand, and especially at that point, no family had been there. No family they had maybe texted or called or whatever, but somebody had to be there in person. And she lives alone, and there's nobody showing up, and everybody's saying, somebody go help. And I said, hey, you know what? I dealt with a roommate like this before.
No, you stay in the fucking comment section and you ask for somebody to help. You don't carry. I was about. I almost slipped up. Woo.
Well, I dealt with my dad like this before, so let me go see what's up. So I basically I pull up and I ring the doorbell. A lot of people asking like, how did you find the address? Like, I mean, learn to use Google. Like, you type in someone's name, you type address. 90% of the time, if they're really up there, like well-known person, it just pops up, for better or for worse.
I should give a note though. Don't do that, and don't show up to someone's house.
Don't do it. It's definitely like something that is not something that everybody would do. And like looking back on it, it's like, yeah, I mean, it was like a, spur of the moment, like, okay, I think I can help sort of thing. But yeah, anyway.
So wait, what? So just to.
I hate this guy so much. I cannot stand this dude. I cannot stand this dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so what made you believe that you could help her in that situation? Or do you have like mental health training, like dealing with that? You said you have your dad, your roommate.
Yeah.
So what led you to believe they could help in that situation?
Yeah. So I had a roommate before that like legit like went on a big bender binge for like weeks, and I had to deal with that for a long period of time. And
nobody cares.
5150.
Nobody cares.
But I couldn't get him to that point, which is a trip before where I had to go to the emergency room, and I was saying that shit like I'm famous, I'm the most famous person in the world, and like saying all this stuff like they call it delusions of grandeur. So you're basically having this like this loop, this cycle in your head where like you believe all these things that are not true, such as you're the second coming of Christ, things like that. So when I had that happen to me, of course it was like drug and
yes, Pickle, we're gonna get mad at him for watching Daria. Of all the things, we're gonna get mad at him for watching Daria.
To some extent. I went to my friend called, and because of the situation that it was, like I was about to get butt ass naked, run on the street, and they basically, my friend, because it was his home, he allowed them in, and they basically grabbed me, strapped me down on a fucking thing, pulled me out, shot me up with Ativan, which is like some sort of benzo or some sort of anti-anxiety, like basically knocked me out. I wake up in the hospital, and I'm like,
oh my god, I don't care. All right, let's jump ahead a little bit.
That have that disease, struggle with that disease, have actually like reached out to me and said, hey, I wish someone would have been there for me when I was going through it, because nobody was. And there's a certain like protocol when working with these sort of people, and it's called the LEAP protocol, and it's listen, empathize, agree, and process, or I always forget the P, but it's like you don't go in there and say,
seeing that you're posting outside and you seeing that you're getting millions of views off of it, you're seeing like an immediate reward.
Well, at that point, I actually hadn't even seen the response from people because of the situation, like, and trying to be obviously kind of like down low about it. I was not like checking notifications. I would
wait a minute. No. We gotta listen to that again. Hold on.
I actually hadn't even seen the response from people because of the situation, like, and trying to be obviously kind of like down low about it.
Down low to who? To Gabbie or the world? You can't say you were being down low to the world because your ass was putting it on TikTok. What?
I was not like checking notifications. I would basically make the video, upload it, put my phone away. Like I basically did not see any views, any comments, any response from people until I actually ended up leaving. It was literally like take the video, post, put my shit.
But you weren't on the down low because, oh my god, this dude, I hate this dude. I cannot stand this dude.
Away. So yeah, I really wasn't even seeing, like, I had basically I knew at some level like it would get some views, but I had honestly no idea the amount and the like how quickly this shit would just like pop off basically. So
somebody said, for the love of God, this is unwatchable. Are you streaming this through a fax machine?
Oh god. Oh god.
Folks, I'm sorry. This is out of my control. There's really nothing I can do. AT&T has been cock blocking us. I'm getting fiber. I've been in the process of getting fiber since May. It takes literally fucking months to do it.
They gotta lay the cable.
Yeah, well, the antenna's already up, but they have to come through and they have to like do a bunch of checks. And they.
Okay, I'm sorry, Dennis. You need to do something about that TikTok haircut because you are too old for that haircut. Look at his thumbnail. That's some James Charles shit, dude. I need you to get a grown man haircut and not this 19-year-old TikTok haircut. I'm sorry. I hate it.
They have to run permits through the city, so it like they said in October I'll have it, but right now we're getting like a massive lag. I apologize.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him for interviewing the dude. I would interview the dude. I would be more hard hitting on the dude though. But I would interview him. I'd put him up on my channel. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that whole don't platform somebody, whatever. You can put anybody you want on your channel. It just all depends on how you handle them. You know what I'm saying? It's like that Eugenia Cooney hater dude. You know? So...
Is it me or is there just a lot of lag? No, it's a lot of lag. It's not.
There's a lot of lag, but once it clears up, it's like turbulence. Once it clears up, then it's smooth sailing. Smooth sailing.
Nope, there's no more wind pockets.
No more wind pockets.
Our current internet right now is running on 2 solo cups and some string.
Yeah.
We just
2 solo cups and some string.
We're just trying to make it work.
Anyway, let's before we get into more details, I don't want people to miss out on the details. So let's just shoot the shit for a minute, and it'll clear up. I have something that tells me over here when it's like actually clear. But so then tell us like what got you into TikTok? You said your account had less than 1,000 followers. Like what made TikTok interesting for you? Like what
Yeah, I mean, so I have another account that was like a personal account that I've been using for a long time, but I actually was like just launched a new. I do like music production stuff, and I just launched a new like song and project.
Buzzsaw, thank you for the 5. Dennis went from falsely accusing James Charles of stuff to becoming James Charles. Looks-wise, he has become James Charles. Looks-wise, his hair has become James Charles.
Project and everything. So I basically created this fresh account, and I had no intention of necessarily using it for this, obviously. And it was just one of these like.
Welcome, Capitan DB. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining Just Saying Squad.
Accidents almost to the point where like if you're like have multiple accounts on Instagram or whatever, you're just logged into one or the other at any given point. And like I said, I was just like pulling my phone out, recording the video, posting it. So I didn't even look at what account I was logged into. It could have been on my other account, could have been on this account, but it just ended up being like on that account because that was the one that I had.
Bullshit. He's lying. Bullshit. I'm sorry.
Most recently been logged into. And then it just kind of like I don't have 1,000 followers on my other account either, so I couldn't have live streamed there.
Yeah.
So it's just like. It just kind of ended up being like a total accident that it was on that account, literally. That it was fresh because I was creating it for a different purpose, basically.
Yeah. So
got people looking forward to the music though now.
Some.
See, Steven just called his ass out on that one. Capitan 5, Dennis is loving the embodiment of what's up, fellow kids. Oh my God. Y'all are being bad tonight. Y'all are being spicy. Oh, hell no. Pumpkin. No. I understand. I got the camera on. You are not coming in front of the camera. Ma'am. No. No. No.
Some people.
When you gonna drop that Gabbie Hanna bushes track? In the bushes.
We got some questions, chat. I'm holding off on going on the really like the other stuff. Just the meat of it.
I don't know nothing about the meat. What's the meat?
Well, we're gonna get to the meat of it, Steven. I'm just holding off until we get past this turbulence, this AT&T sponsored turbulence. Shit, bro, this shit got so bad, bro, that on Monday the entire show was me calling AT&T and trying to figure this out.
It's horrible.
And they literally transferred me to like 12 different departments and couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
They don't know what the hell's wrong.
They don't.
So
I have Spectrum, and they actually do decent enough job. I get like 200, 300 megabits per second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with AT&T, there's clearly some awful shit going
Alright,
on.
let's jump ahead.
37.9 megabits per second.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
All right, Steven talks here. Let's go.
Or something if they feel like it's something that they want to share.
Okay.
I think it's weird to make content out of poorness, though.
Totally. Yeah,
I think
hear that.
There's an element of social media that I don't really care for, which is just the element of show-off-ism.
Totally.
Like everything is built in like showing off and strong-arming your way up to the top of the algorithm in a way. Well, I'm doing this.
Right.
Well, I'm doing this. And
right.
This is how I can. This is how I contribute. and especially when it comes around, you know, attacking areas of houselessness and dealing with people who are, you know, not as well off. I think there's a weird element of giving people money, and to do it. There's one thing to do it for the recognition. You know, there's a lot of things that we've done that haven't been acknowledged, and sometimes it's like, oh, that's shitty that it hasn't been acknowledged, but we're not doing it solely for the acknowledgement.
Totally.
You know, so it will feel weird, and it does feel a little disingenuous to record giving out money, because then it's like, well, what if there's no views on the video? Then what was the point of recording it? You know, then like, who is it? Who is this for? Is there philanthropy? And is there really like quote unquote philanthropy content where like all the other philanthropists are like, yo, we're all gonna be watching this stuff, and this week we're giving out cars, and this week we're giving out food, and I don't really think it works in that sense where. Because if it was, I think the world would look completely different. Totally. You know, in that sense. I mean, Oprah's been giving out shit for years. You know, so it's just like,
but on TV,
on TV. But it's like it still hasn't fully.
I mean, he did say coke. He says a lot of kids are cool. Yeah, Steven, later on, this guy, he tries to pander to the audience so bad. I hope you don't think you're going to sleep on my arm, ma'am. I have a show to run.
Help the globe. I mean, the overarching conversation around, you know, those who have and those who have not. You know, so it's like
it's totally a bigger conversation to have too. You
someone
know, about
smiling, they're giving you 5Gs, and you're smiling, and it's like a dude with no teeth. You know, it's like
I think. Do you think that something like that, maybe like I've watched some of those videos and literally got a tear in my eye. Do you think that something like that might inspire somebody else to go do something good though? Because I think if you could inspire somebody else to do something good, that's a good thing in and of itself.
Then I'll say, I mean, we can only, based off of your results, I'll say yes. Yeah. Right? If you looked at something and it made you feel a certain way, and it also not only made you feel a certain way, but it actually pushed you to act in a way that was constructive, then I'll say, yeah, the results of that is a good thing, right? Though,
Steven just told us why he's here. Let a check bounce, Def, and you're on your own. Cab for 5, thank you. And you're not wrong.
Well, like, not to cut you off, like, there's one guy who he goes to like a taco truck or historically like Hispanic thing, which is like the fruit stands, you know? And I think a lot of people like haven't been exposed to that level of like poverty and that level of like people are working hard out here. And so like to put it on video and to put it out there is exposing people that may have never seen that before in their life. And then next time they see a fruit guy, like, yo, I'm going to tip them, you know, because I know that they live a hard life because I saw that video, you know? And it's like, there's so much of the world that, especially people that are kind of like terminally online or just like maybe don't live in LA or something, they see that and they think, I've never seen that before. I didn't even know that was a thing, you know?
Right. Well, to that, I mean, I feel like there's so many different areas when it comes to like, you know, capitalism and mistreatment and white supremacy and like where how poorness works. Because like to be poor that's manufactured.
Totally.
You know, being poor is a business in itself, right?
Inkler for 199. Yes. All right, we're gonna get past this.
I wouldn't characterize the street workers or the street vendors, quote unquote, in poverty. As someone who lives here and knows like in the vibe,
well,
I wouldn't. Those are just people who are hardworking and who don't have any other choice in doing it out of necessity. But a lot of those people are up to making thousands of dollars a day doing their thing, right? I think what is cool about, if there is an element that's cool, I think what's neat or what is constructive about a video like that is not only for the person who's, you know, working, but for people who are completely out of work or completely falling through the cracks of society. I think it does help cultivate aspects of acknowledgement, which I think acknowledgement is.
Yes, homeboy Edwin, he is an idiot.
It's powerful.
Totally.
However acknowledgement works, I think acknowledgement is powerful because it's not the person just selling food on the side who's selling food on the side for a reason, because
everybody's so quick to like devolve it into this like yes or no, this pass or fail, this like hero or villain, and it's like there's a dichotomy and there's a duality to everything, and it's like some of the things were good, some of the things were bad. I think we can all kind of like agree on that at the end of the day. And it's like I'm not a hero. I'm not a hero more than anybody who like gives $1 to a homeless person or helps somebody when they have a flat tire on the side of the road. Like, is that a hero? Like, I mean, you did something good, you maybe did something bad, but like at the end of the day, like I'm not a hero, and I don't think anybody, I don't think I've ever come out and said like everybody should worship me, everybody should love me. I've just been trying to deal with the backlash of people trying to villainize me and say, look, it's not that simple. It's not that simple of it's not a movie, you know. There's not heroes and villains. There's not a bad guy and a good guy. You know, there's a more nuance to the situation than that.
Do you feel like you're being unfairly villainized?
Yeah, absolutely do. And that's why I'm so like adamant to just keep speaking my truth. And like I feel like when we talk about things and we,
you know, why is it it's always assholes that do assholes things that always say I'm speaking my truth. What's up, Paige? Why is it assholes always say that? When assholes do asshole things, they always turn around and say, I'm speaking my truth. Nobody gives a shit about your truth. We give a shit about the truth. The truth of the situation. No. Really, Tipster? I mean, thank you for the 5. Oh, wow. R.I.P. Coolio. Although I will say I'll just R.I.P. Coolio for the music. As a husband, not so much. What's up, small peepee? Well, damn. Yeah, he was only 59. He was young. Yep, it's true. Confirmed by TMZ. Damn. All right, let's go.
We look at it and we look at it with a nuanced eye. We can get more information and then bring more awareness to situations like this. So maybe people can learn from my situation and know what to do better in a future situation. So like it's almost like sometimes you have to go down with the ship, so to say. Like if people are gonna villainize me at the end of the day, they're gonna villainize me. But a lot of these people that are saying nasty things, like we were saying earlier, it's just like what do you got going on in your life if you want to come make a super nasty comment, leave 10 comments?
You're an asshole. I'll just say it on video. You're an asshole. You're a clout-chasing asshole. What you did was such a clout-chasing move. It was gross. You literally... Oh, God.
On all my videos, and there's people out there that are also, like I said, coming to me and saying, hey, I don't agree with what you did, but you checked on her when nobody else did, and to this day, she's still in that house alone, nobody doing anything, and that's sad to me. That's fucked up. Like it's sad that we live in a country where the mental health system is such that even somebody with her amount of money, power, whatever you want to call it, she still is not getting help that's actually helping her. Gotcha. And what does that say about people that don't have money? They're literally struggling in a point where we'll never see it because they're not posting it. And it's like, what does that say about our mental health system? What does that say about the relationship that we have with social media? What does that say about all these different things? And now we can have a discussion about that and try to bring attention to these different things. And if I have to...
Yes, let's bring attention on how people shouldn't go to other people's house. Okay, first of all, I don't even like my own mother to come to my house without telling me she's coming over first. Okay, and that's my mother. All right? Let alone a friend. Let alone a stranger that I don't fucking know. You can play the what if game so hard with this. What if he went in there? What if he was somebody who was dangerous? He could have hurt her.
Be villainized a little bit to do that, then I'll I don't want to make that comparison directly, but crucify, you have to put yourself on the line, and you have to, anybody doing it's the opposite gender, right? But it's like people said, rarely behaved women rarely make history, or well-behaved women rarely make history, and the same rings true. So well-behaved people rarely make history. Anybody who's made it.
Capitan for 10, this dude needs to have more awareness, but he's just an internet-dwelling psycho who is going to inspire more mental people to pull the stunt he did and get away with it. What is this world? Yes, period. Yes, he is, Paige. He is full of shit.
Change in the world or try to bring attention to something is always going to get some sort of backlash. Like Nelson Mandela was locked up for Christ's sake, like people, not that I'm him,
Why'd you bring up Nelson Mandela? What? Oh God. Why did you bring up Nelson Mandela? Sir. Yeah. He just brought up Nelson Mandela. Oh my God.
always gonna get some sort of backlash. Like Nelson Mandela was locked up for Christ's sake, you know, like people. Not that I'm him, like I'm not a hero, but like
it's a little funny you compare yourself to Nelson Mandela.
No,
I'm dying.
Not directly. But the point being that there's.
Now, you know Steven is not with that, okay? If we've known anything about Steven or the internet, he is not with what he just said.
Always going to be some sort of like backlash to anything. Even somebody who's as good as Nelson Mandela is getting fucked.
Paige is like, I think fighting for racial equality is a little different than visiting Gabbie Hanna. Holy shit, dude.
Over at some extent and being villainized and being torn down, you know, and it's like even down to the little things, like you try to help somebody and it turns around on you, or you try to do something good and it turns around on you. No good deed goes unpunished, you know.
Yeah. People are asking if you're a feminist.
Absolutely.
In the chat.
Okay, this is where I lost my shit, y'all. I lost my shit when he was talking. When he talked about this whole period right here, what we're ending. This is where I was losing my shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, so you get in the house. You tell her you have to use a bathroom. You ring the bell. Does she respond immediately? Do you have to ring the bell several times?
No.
How does that work?
Yeah, I rang the bell one time. The whole video, the interaction is on my page. I rang the bell. It rang. It's a ring doorbell, so it did the doon 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 doon, and then she comes to the door.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, and she comes to the door. I said, "Hey." First thing out of my mouth, I said, "Hey, can I use the restroom?" And she said, "Yeah, come in, right over there."
Wait, she opened the door immediately?
Yeah, immediately.
She didn't check the peephole or anything?
No, not from what I saw, from what I understand. Like, she opened that door, and I asked a question, and she said, "Yeah, come in right over here." And then after I got out of the bathroom, she said, "Hey, do you want some coffee?" And I said, "Sure." And she said,
"Thank you, Capitan, for the 5. The only thing Nick should have in common with Nelson Mandela is going to prison." Well, I mean, this dude.
"How do you take it?" I said, just with
Thank
some
you
creamer.
for the 5.
It's non-dairy. She's like, "Yeah, it's non-dairy, silly." And then we sat down and we were chatting, and she was like, "Hey, sit here, check out the art." She has a lot of beautiful, she has a really nice house, beautiful art in there. And she said, "I'm gonna go change." And so I sat in the other room, and she went somewhere else and changed. No weirdness there. And then we just continued having conversation. She invited me upstairs, said, "You want to, smoke some weed?" Which she actually identified as being a part, like people that have these sort of predispositions with mental health. Sometimes that can trigger it in a really bad way. But I wasn't necessarily aware that was like a trigger for her at that point. And she invited me upstairs, and she said, "Hey, come upstairs to my room. That's where my bowl is. If you want to smoke some." And I said, "Sure." Okay, so we went upstairs. She was blasting music. We're listening to music.
So at what point did you guys start filming videos? Because I think there was one video that I saw you kind of filmed from the side when you're going into the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you were filming videos as you walked into her house, and then at what point did
he just explained. Oh, wait a minute now. Y'all a little bit behind me. He explains how he ended up in her bedroom.
she start filming videos with you? Like, how did that conversation start?
Yeah, so she came down and she had a video of this. I think she took it down, but she basically came and she said, "Hey, Nicholas, do you want to make a video?" And I said, "Yeah, sure."
And by the way, I have this sped up. So if he sounds weird, it's because he sounds weird anyway, but I do have this sped up.
And so we started recording, and she was like, "Oh, there's one video that she was like, oh, my friend just texted me and said, like, hey, get this guy out of your house, but,
ma'am, the mouse is not your pillow."
And then she hugs me.
No, ma'am.
We know he has good intentions. We know he has good intentions.
Did her friend actually text her?
From what I understand, I didn't see her phone. I never looked at her phone or anything like that. But from what I understand, yeah, people were reaching out at that point saying, like,
so she was getting, was her phone blowing up the whole time, or you could hear it, or
I couldn't. It must have been on silent or whatever. I did not see anything of her phone or even see the screen from far away. Like I had no look at her phone or anything like that. And and then when we went upstairs, there's a bunch of videos where the music's playing and we're just dancing in the bathroom. And yeah, like generally having somewhat of a decent time, like as much as to like.
You're a fucking clout chaser, dude. You are ridiculously a fucking clout chaser. Oh my god.
Strangers 20 minutes ago can have. And then at that point, like, we went outside.
And what did you think filming videos with her would accomplish?
Like I said, it's just like sometimes people in that situation just need a friend, just need somebody to do it. And if she wanted to make a video, I wasn't going to say, no. Like, so I was like, yeah, I don't have anything to hide. I'm not like doing anything that's like, I'm not going to steal anything. I'm not going to hurt you. Like, by all means, like, take a video. Like, I'm here.
But how would she know that? She doesn't know you. You're a fucking stranger, you dimwit. Oh my god.
I'll be your friend. Like, friends make videos together.
Yeah. At any point, did you tell her that you had filmed outside her house before, like in this, or?
No, we never really got to that point. Like at the point where she was realizing, like, whatever she realized, she basically said, get out. And that's when I did.
What? She realized that you were posting videos on TikTok from inside her house? Was that what she realized? No. Say the whole thing. What exactly did she realize?
Well, we'll get to that. I kind of just want to understand the level of interaction and how much she knew about you or what you were doing outside the house, or even
and look at the medication. Yep.
She knew nothing. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
So how long were you in her house?
I would say maybe an hour and a half max. Hour to an hour and a half.
And in that hour and a half, you shot mostly videos. You guys walked around. Did you smoke weed with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did a little bit. I haven't smoked in like a month though since then actually.
Okay.
And I used to smoke a lot, so.
Yeah. And then so that's what else? You do anything else at her house?
No, I mean after after we went upstairs, we came back down, and then we went out to the backyard, and she was making some video about how her backyard is the Garden of Eden, and that's this lingonberry or something that grows on the wall there was the forbidden fruit. And how did she not realize before? Like it was there all along. And then after that, I said, I got a little bit of dry mouth from the smoking. I said, hey, can I get some water? And that's when she made this video where and what people need a lot of times during that situation, especially going through a manic episode or something, is they're not eating, they're not drinking. So I encouraged her when I had the water, hey, you should drink some water too. And then I didn't know if she was gonna pour herself some, so I took the same cup that she had just given me 2 seconds before, and I said, here, take some of mine, because I was that adamant about like, this girl needs to drink some water. She needs to get some fluids and some maybe food or whatever.
Did she seem dehydrated?
I wouldn't say seem dehydrated, but
there's some sign like her lips chapped.
No, not from what I understand. Not from what I understand. But it's like it's almost like water is like the fucking nectar of the gods. Like you can, I mean, technically you can have too much water and die, right? But it's like a really, really.
I hate this guy so much.
Really high amount. So yeah, I mean, I thought water at any point would be a good idea.
Yeah. 1 second. I think Steven is
about to get it. Oh, there you go.
Almost got it. Yeah.
Thank you. Dennis is on top of it. Can I just speak loosely for a second?
No. Don't say whatever you want. You don't have to ask for permission, bro. Come on.
I know.
We've been doing this for almost a year, bro.
I know, but I was just gonna say something reckless. Well, I didn't want to be extremely reckless, but like.
Okay. Do you think?
Are you attracted to Gabbie?
No.
So.
I have a girlfriend. 5-6 years. Yeah.
What was your girlfriend saying?
She was not happy, but since.
Did you tell your girl before you went over there?
Yeah. Yeah, I used her car. I drove her car.
You drove your girl's car to go see Gabbie? Pull up on Gabbie?
Nick is the I'm the nice guy to the extreme, yes. Look at Steve. Look at Steve asking the real questions.
Yeah, it was never like that. It was never sexual. It was never attraction. It was never any intention like that.
Thank you for the tip.
It's like I have friends that are girls. I hang out with friends that are girls. Like me and my girl, very open, very like loving. I've never cheated on her, never would. And she knows that for sure. She was like, even she will tell you, like she was never worried about that.
No.
I'm sure the guy from Try Guy said the same thing, but okay, I digress.
I'm just curious about like, this has very, romantic stalker energy vibes.
I hear you.
Thank you, Steven! Thank you, Steven! You said the correct word. Ding, 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 ding! Steven said the correct word.
I mean, who knows? She maybe was attracted to you. Do you think like she genuine, as you're explaining yourself, it seems like she was genuinely, even though she was having this mental bout, she was accepting you as someone who she just met at the door, right?
I wouldn't say that she was attracted to me in any sense, but I think that she felt that I was harmless is more a better way to look at it. And even if it would have come to that, I would not have done anything like that.
All right.
I
was just curious.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I mean, I'm curious.
People have asked that. So.
I mean, there's a list. There's only certain lists that a dude is gonna go to. It was like, I don't even know that girl, and she ain't even that cute. Why am I going over across? And I'm gonna take my girl's car to do it, and she's not coming with me. And like, she's cool with it. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just so many different variables that.
I've basically been driving my girl's car for like the last 6 months because my car's busted. It's old. It's 2002. Like it's on its last legs.
Don't worry about it. I don't even have a car.
It's all good. Yeah, I'm riding with a scooter right now. I came on a bird.
I'm on a lime.
Yeah, I'm on a lime.
I'm on a pigeon, bro. So we got to...
Wait a minute. How come you don't have a car, Def Noodles? I just now caught that. How does Def Noodles not have a car? It's weird to me that he doesn't have a car. Oh, that's right. He doesn't have a license. There you go.
Donation here. Filmmaker said, he's quoting some things that you said. I came to help her through a mental health crisis. And then you said, we can make mental health crisis worse. And then you said, so we smoked weed together. Are you for real? So I guess he's asking about the inconsistency of saying those things. I mean, yeah, what was the thought process of smoking weed with her, knowing that it could make it worse?
Well, from I guess my statement about that more so was I know there's studies about schizophrenia, and if you're predisposed to schizophrenia, weed will not cause it or make it happen, but it can make the onset quicker or make the make someone devolve into an episode. And at that point in time, I didn't have any knowledge or any estimation that bipolar was.
His chat is writing. How old even is Nick? Are you guys best? Okay, it's not mental health professional. He's not a mental professional at all. Mental health professional at all. Clout, a bunch of tomatoes. Oh my God, stop. I do know one of the mods was really pissed off because she messaged me and woke me up. Miss Esther in the chat.
Was something that was like that, and I only learned later when she made a video saying it was edibles. It was edibles that gave me this. So that kind of comes.
Okay, don't need a license by a car, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So I have a few, just you know, regardless of, you know, with it's such a messy situation because it's everything that happened that we've already discussed, the perception of the internet, how they were seeing your actions going into it. But even with all of that, you're outside of the people who did the wellness check on her, you're perhaps the only person who was there and got to see what she was like, right? So, I mean, what was she like? Did she appear normal? Was she,
no.
You know?
Like, a lot of people are asking this question in my comments and stuff, like, was she the same off camera as on camera?
Yeah.
And yeah, 100%. Like, the things that she was telling me off camera was, do you want to know how I became the second coming of Christ? And like,
she said that to you?
Yeah, absolutely. She said that verbatim to me. And it's like, she was basically saying the exact same shit that she was saying on camera, off camera. Yeah.
Was she doing any other drugs that you're aware of while you were there?
Not that I'm aware of. She did have I will probably get into it at some point, but there was a prescription medication that she had that I presume she wasn't taking, or else it would have helped her not be in that state. Because it seemed to me from I've done a lot of drugs. I've done a lot of prescription drugs.
Oh, we can tell. We can tell.
Research everything. I'm like the type of guy that's like doing research for 2 hours before I do anything.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, you could name any most prescription drug and I would probably be able to tell you what it does. I just have that experience of in my own life and seeing like what my dad took for bipolar and stuff and seeing what other people take for it. And yeah, I mean, from what I understand, no other drugs at that point.
Cool.
Yeah. How long did you're saying you research everything, you know, before you get into it? How long did you research the idea or the concept or just the plan of doing this of coming over to Gabbie's house? Like, what was the time frame from seeing, oh, I noticed Gabbie's doing this thing, to, girl, let me use your car?
Yeah.
What was like, how long was this spot? Because I'm not sure about Gabbie's.
Again, Steve asking the real questions.
Like, their length on, you know, how long this spiral has been going on. But what was your time frame from, like, witnessing this and hopping in the whip?
I would say...
You spent 2 hours?
No, pretty short time frame. Like, so I would say big reason why this situation has become so big and become what it is because there's no precedent for it. Like, there's no information you can look up, like to your point, like, how do you look that up, right? Like, so it basically was just a culmination of my...
No, there is a precedent for it. People have been going to influencers' houses since influencers started, and people have constantly said, stop doing that. There is precedent for it. What? What?
My life experiences and what I've been through and what I've seen that it's like you just know in that moment. And it was like I saw her video on my For You page. I went through her post. I saw that she had been posting the similar videos all day, 150 of them, and up to 3, 4, 5 days before that. And so that
Flop Tina's like, if this dude's gay, we don't claim. Damn it, Flop Tina, stop.
Then that's when I realized, like, it's been a decent amount of time and nobody stepped in, and that's when I decided, like, I'm gonna try. Yeah.
So we got a question here. How do you respond to Gabbie post episode saying that she felt she was taken advantage of?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I totally have compassion for that and understand like where that like feeling will come from. But I would, people have asked me this, but like I would be.
If they comes Paige. If this dude is black, we don't claim him. So I'm going to go ahead and say it. If this dude is Latino, we don't claim him. Okay? We don't claim him. We don't claim him. If this dude's Latino, we don't claim him. Period.
Be open to having a conversation.
Oh, God.
With her and having like a human to human thing once she is in a more stable place. I don't know if she's open to that, but I would have a lot of compassion for any feeling that she felt throughout that and be apologetic, absolutely. And like I've apologized for the way it went down or how people perceived it, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, I mean I have a lot of compassion for the feelings of people and how they react to the situation. So like I said earlier, like if it had been allowed to go on a little bit longer to the point where she wasn't reacting to these comments and kicking me out, I think we could have got to a better place. And yeah, I have a lot of compassion for any way that she felt during that.
So in the 90 minutes that you were in her house, did you ever like think, okay, I think this is a point where I should call a mental health professional and have them step in?
No, because from what I understand, like we said earlier, like there's
Dude, you are fucked because nobody is claiming you. The straight whites aren't claiming you. The Australians aren't claiming you. The Polish aren't claiming you. Dude, you are fucked. No one is claiming you.
Not a lot they can do if the person is refusing help. And it's like, I know a lot of things, but I don't know everything. And, if there's some way that you can get someone a non-family member can get somebody help or something without like being that family member, like I would love to know and I would love to learn about that. And that's something that like I said, people can learn from the situation and maybe learn something. But like, yeah, from what I understand, it's not a lot of luck, like you cannot, and I don't want somebody to be institutionalized for a month, for 2 months, for 3 months. I don't think that's what helps people. I think what helps people is working with somebody who understands you.
Gotcha.
Well, I just asked, what was, all right, what was the best case scenario as far as the end results? Like what was in the dream world of situations, what was you thinking would happen as you're leaving the situation? Like, what was you, like, you're like, oh, okay, I did my job. What was your job? Like, what was you thinking that would happen if all the dominoes lined up in the best case scenario?
I would say best case scenario, we got to a point where I could have a real conversation with her and say, do you have a therapist? Do you have a doctor? Can we call somebody? But you can't lead with that, like I was saying earlier. Like, you have to build that level of, like, conversation and stuff. So
at any point, did you try to start the conversation?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we be honest? This dude didn't give a fuck. This dude did not give a fuck. Capitan for 5. As the second coming of Christ, Gabbie didn't claim him. I know that's right. She kicked his ass out. She was like, fuck you.
And that's when she basically kicked me out. Like, the start of that conversation for me was this video where a lot of people are mad that she posted. A lot of people are saying you posted her meds. You revealed it. And I never posted any video of her medication or anything like that. That was all her video. And there was a point when, walking through the kitchen, seeing it on the table, like this acai bowl is on the table here, I said, what is this? And then that was kind of the conversation where we could have said, hey, what is this? Like, do you have a doctor that you can call? Have you been taking these? Like, is there something I can do for you that would help you here? But it's like, you can't, like I said, you can't lead with that. You really just can't, because there's not a positive reaction that comes from telling somebody right off the bat, like, I'm here to save you, you know?
Yeah.
If you touch my medication, I'm going to do bad things to your hand that touched my medication. I'm just saying.
At any point, you said do you do therapy? You have a therapist?
Yeah, absolutely. I have multiple.
At any point, did you text?
I'm not surprised. Do you have any therapists? Yes, I have multiple. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do, sir.
Your therapist saying, hey, I'm in this situation. What's the best thing I could do to help this person?
No, from the most part, I figured it's 7:30 in the morning. There's not going to be a response, and this is something that time is of the essence. And like I said, I didn't necessarily want to reveal that I was using my phone and stuff. So I was not looking at my phone in the slightest during this whole thing. So yeah, I mean, yeah, hindsight is 2020. That's something that I probably could have done or tried to do at least. But unfortunately, it's just when you're in the situation, when you're in the moment, you can't think of everything. It's impossible, you know?
Gotcha. So I guess, was there anything that we missed from the time that you were there before we get to the part where she kicked you out? But was there anything that happened off camera that or that we haven't discussed? That film videos, you guys smoked weed together, walked around her house. Did her house seem like it was organized, or was there shit everywhere?
No,
like,
no. So she's talked about this too. It's like she has a housekeeper, she has a maid,
Yeah.
so they had been there from.
So
what
it
I
wasn't
assume.
a disarray.
No, not
Okay.
at all.
Yeah, that's because that's usually a sign of something wrong when it's like in disarray.
Yeah.
So, so then walk us through. So you're in her kitchen before she kicks you out. How do you make your way to her medication? And you don't have to mention what you saw about her medication or anything. You don't have to share that. But just
exactly. Her house was on video. Amber Chick said, "I would bet money just going in someone's house and recording it is illegal as hell."
walk us through it.
Yeah, so like I was saying earlier with the water, we had just done the water. We were in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then I was sipping the water, and I walked here, and it was clear as day sitting on the counter. And I just thought, what does a person going through mental health usually need?
Mm-hmm.
Their prescriptions. And I didn't even, and a lot of people have said, you tried to force her, you tried to do this.
Yeah.
I never did it. I asked, literally the extent of it was, what is this? That's all. And that was kind of my attempt at beginning the conversation of, what is this? Is this something that you need to take, or you haven't taken it, or is there somebody that prescribed you this that we can call? But yeah, the medication thing was as simple as like, I'm walking, it's sitting there on the counter, and I look at it and I say, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then at that point, was she already recording a video, or did she start recording it immediately and then kick you out?
Yeah, so she was recording at that point, like before I touched it, and then she basically said like, and this video is like on, I don't know if she kept it up, but it's on YouTube and everything still, where she basically says, Nicholas, why did you lie to me? You know who I am. Get the fuck out of my house. Get out. Go. Like, and then that was it.
As she should have. I would have done more than that, I have to admit.
Then I left the house as soon as, she
So
requested.
after that, you just beelined to the door and left?
Yeah, and then I like at that point was the first time that I looked at my phone and said, oh shit, like people are reacting to this. And I like hopped on a live stream, and instantly there was, I think, 15,000 people in the live stream, which is just like, I've never dealt with that before in my life. Never thought I would, never had any indication of.
No, but you got the perfect opportunity to do it though, didn't you?
Like how to deal with
but
it.
you'd have to have some level of expectation that that's going to happen, just from the level of attention that
Sure.
her videos. She was posting 150 videos a day, and they were each getting millions of views. Right. So once you open up the app, and you see that your videos are also getting millions of views now.
Yeah.
You have to like assume that people are gonna.
Totally. Yeah, I knew, and that's why I started the live stream, because I knew people were gonna have questions, and I was trying to address things and get and get to it.
And it's still like, for anybody who may use this to say, okay, now you're really trying to capitalize off of the attention that you got off this person.
Yep.
Who was having a mental health crisis. Like, what do you say to them?
I would say sometimes, like, life hands you lemons, you got to make lemonade. Like, there's a lot of negative attention, but at the end of the day, like, I still have to live my life, and I still, like people, I saw someone in the chat said earlier, like, of course he dropped a song. Like, I've been dropping music for the last, like, 5 years. Like, I'm not going to stop. Like, I had a scheduled release, and it's a lot of work that goes into planning it out, getting people that are going to put it on the Spotify playlist, like, doing all this shit. So I'm like,
He's got music, y'all. He's got music. Oh my God.
I don't care what's going on. I'm still gonna. I'm not promoting it right now. I haven't posted on my socials about it. I haven't done any of that. It's just out. Like, I haven't, like, the most I've ever said, I haven't even directed anybody to the link or anything like that. It's just out. And when maybe things calm down more, I can, like, promote it a little bit more on my own stuff. But, like, yeah, I mean, what am I supposed to do? Just delete my everything and go away forever? Like, no, I still have a life. I still have, like,
we wish you would.
My online presence that I, like, want to turn around and at least get my side of the story out there.
Yeah.
And you got all these people making YouTube videos saying this or saying that and saying something untrue or making up some scenario. And it's like, if I didn't come out and at least speak my truth, then that would be the only thing out there.
Nobody gives a fuck about your truth, dude. That's the whole point. We only care about the truth. And the truth is, you were like the clout goblin supreme on what you did. That is the truth. Your truth, I give two shits about.
Is this negativeness and this narrative that people want to, like, push, whether it's, some level of it is true or some level of it is not. And I will say that most people that have all these drama YouTube channels that are making stuff, like, a lot of them.
You do realize you're on a drama channel, right? FYI. You do realize you're on a drama channel. Although, like, Dennis tries to say it's not a drama channel. But you're on a fucking drama channel, dude. So, keep talking.
sensationalized. Like, and it even happens to you too. Like, I watched a video the other day. Def Noodles' ex-wife speaks out. I watched the whole fucking video. They didn't say shit about that, and people in the comments were like, "What the fuck?" Like, and it's like they make
Salvo. Salvo.
It's like
And
somebody,
they're saying my ex-girlfriend is my ex-wife.
Yeah, and it's like, so you get it, and it's like, and then there was somebody that uploaded a video, Gabbie Hanna sues home intruder. There's no lawsuit, there's no
Is she
criminal
planning? I
charges.
saw some people in the chat saying that you should be sued, or what do you think?
There's no grounds for it. The thing is everybody on the internet thinks they're...
Bridget for $4.99. Hot damn, Xylie, I love your hair. Thank you. I finally colored it, even though I've been trying to color it for 2 months, and I just kept putting it off.
Lawyer thinks they understand this shit. They have no idea. They've been saying that I'm gonna get arrested for the last month.
Yeah.
They're saying turn yourself into the cops. For what? You...
High Priestess for $4.99. I want someone to do to him what he did to Gabbie Hanna and see how it feels. I doubt he would like it. Just because you can't, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Love you. I agree with your sentiment on that, High Priestess, but no, I wouldn't want somebody to do that to him too, because I don't want anybody to get hurt, and you never know who's going to somebody's house. But thank you both for the $4.99. I appreciate it.
Call the cops. They're gonna laugh at you. Like, they're gonna laugh at you. They're gonna say, "Wait, so you want us to arrest this guy who knocked on a door and asked to come in and was invited in and left when requested?" That's how the cops would see it at the end of the day.
Yeah. So I got one thing here. Somebody donated $5. He said, "Since you said you'd still go back and do this in hindsight, does that mean you would still feel comfortable doing something similar in the future?"
I mean, I guess so. Like, I'll stick to my guns. Like, if I see a situation that I feel I can help, maybe I can learn from this situation though and go about it in a better way. You know, that's kind of the end of the story. Like, I'm a big believer in, like, humans should help humans when you can. If you feel you can, if you think you can do something and nobody else is doing this, it's something called the bystander effect. You know, everybody thinks that something's happening or something's being done, but 99% of the time nobody's doing anything and nothing's happening. Like, you see a fire this happened to me a month and a half ago, and I you know, there was a fire on the side of the highway as I was driving down, and I thought to myself, oh, they got to be taking care of it, right? And I said, no, you know, let me just call the highway
Okay, so now the pandering is gonna start. Oh, this is amazing.
patrol. Let them know. And, you know, I called and they said, yeah, we got it. But like there's always gonna be this like bias or like preconceived notion in people's head that like, oh, somebody has to be doing something about this, right? But if everybody's thinking that, then nothing gets done at the end of the day. So just, I guess that made me think. Have you ever posted anything about mental health on your social media? Oh yeah, absolutely, all the time, all the time.
Is this something that you're going to continue advocating for, or continue?
Absolutely.
So this is your platform about? Like, I mean, you said you're also making music, but is your platform?
I wouldn't say it's primarily about that, but it's definitely a component of it. Because, you know, like I said, there's nuance to everything. It's like you don't have to be black or white. You don't have to be true or false. You don't have to be hero or villain. Like I can have music, and I can also promote a charity that promotes mental health and deals with like specific issues that I may be able to speak out.
Yes, he's a savior, y'all. He is a savior.
And maybe like dealing with internet hate, or dealing with like you know, getting an influx of like having a video go viral, maybe in a negative way that you have to deal with then, because that's kind of like what I've been dealing with for the last month is like, how do you take all this negative attention and just try to make the best of it? And that's like, I mean, mental health is going to be a big component of what I do in the future. And like, I'm already like working with charities and working with like my team of people and reaching out to do whatever I can.
He has a team of people, y'all.
Can to try to spread awareness, and you know, right now is National Suicide Awareness Month, so I've been posting, you know, stuff like, hey, you know, and I get people reaching out saying, you know, hey, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, and I just try to be, I've video chatted with people for an hour, like off camera, you know, not posting anything, that are saying, like, I video chatted with this dude that's in the hospital, literally dealing with a mental health crisis, and he was telling me like, hey, like, you know, I know a lot of people are hating on you, this or that, but like, you know, I've been there before, and I wish somebody would have been there for me, and it's like, I am trying to do a lot of things that are like we said earlier, not everything's for recognition. Like, I have, you know, probably hundreds of messages from people that are like giving me, you know, some insight into their mental health struggles. And I, you know, I try not to like direct anybody, say you have to do this, you have to do that. But I say, hey, I'm here to listen. Because like I said, at the end of the day, sometimes people just need somebody to hear them out.
Gotcha. I got a follow up. So somebody donated and asked, how did it benefit Gabbie to be filming outside of her house or inside her house?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, it brought attention to the situation in a way that like got more eyeballs on it. And like at the
dude, shut the fuck up. Okay, if you notice, he just switched what he did. All right? Remember, he just said earlier that he was just posting videos. He didn't know how many people saw it. Now it's, you know, to make everybody aware and to make it, you know, all good. You see what he just did? Do you see what he just did?
And like I said before, it brought attention to the situation in a way that like got more eyeballs on it. And like at the end of the day, like I'm trying to bring awareness to this and other situations that are like it. And you know, it may not be a direct benefit for Gabbie at this exact moment or at that exact moment, but I think it will come to see that like there will be benefits for mental health in general, and that is, you know, includes Gabbie, and it includes anybody who struggles with this sort of thing.
Gotcha. Steven, you seem like you want to say something.
I mean, I always want to say something. I always got things on my mind. Yeah, I mean, I want to, I guess, take it back to kind of when you initially seen the medication, right? I don't feel like how you went about that was the most constructive way to do it.
Sure.
Because someone who's there with the intention of helping someone else in a crisis, I think you would like to refrain from ways that make people feel less than, or I'll just say this, like threatened, just saying like, what is this, is very parent accusatory language, right? It's very like, well, what do we have? You know, we got Steven smoking the weed in the back. We got it, you know, and I feel like that's an area that you really don't want to fully, you know.
Fobtina's like, I'm in crisis after watching this. Oh, yeah.
You know, engage in when someone's fragile like that. Yeah. And if anything, to your point about the eyes, when someone's in that fragile state or definitely being erratic and stuff like that, like that's probably the time where they need the less amount of eyes on them like that. You know, so when you are putting eyes on their medication in a way that feels, you know, like I said, you're kind of almost
violating.
In a way, in a way that maybe, you know, mischaracterizes them just based off of the actions. You know, so I think if you're going to be doing this again, not that I would suggest it in this capacity, I'll definitely be watching the jargon and the language that you use around people.
Totally.
Because I feel like, from what I'm hearing.
Have a good dinner, Paige.
Hearing in this 90 minutes, at any point, it felt like you could have taken it into a constructive conversation around help.
Yeah.
At any moment. But it never got there, and it's possibly just the way that you carry yourself in that conversation.
Sure.
You know, you showed up.
I'm telling you, Steven is having W's this whole damn time. Because you gotta think, it's what I've always said about Steven. Steven lives in the real world. He doesn't live online. He lives in the real world. And he understands how dangerous it is on the real world, where some people who are terminally online don't understand. So.
But how you showed up fully wasn't the way that was needed.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, I got to go back to
the
drawing
board.
on
I hear that.
Shit, you know, it's like, and for me, like when I'm going through it, you're right. I don't want to fuck with nobody.
Yeah.
I want to. So to have a.
Yeah, Leaf. Yeah, he's a normie. Steven's a normie. That's why he couldn't handle all the online hate. He's a normie. He's not used to it.
Stranger pop up on me will be like, what the heck? I'm not playing TikTok.
Amber Chick, today, Steven has made sense. And I defended Repzilla. What is this like? Y'all, side note, I'm sorry, it's just the day of Xylie getting sidetracked. Amber Chick, now, those of you who've been on this channel for a long time has seen Amber Chick threaten my life if I show another Repzilla video. Do you know she defended him and added him on Twitter to say how good his video was? I had to go under her tweet and go, ma'am, are you okay? Do you have a fever? Are you high? Are you about to die? Do you have a terminal illness? What is going on? She's like, what is this life? I cannot live anymore here. I'm not even mad about Repzilla anymore. Yeah. And this is the same woman who threatened my life. If I talked about, I had to put myself on a timeout from talking about Repzilla. And she out here defending the man. I'm just saying. Just throwing it out there.
Tic-tac-toe with no stranger. I got real shit on my mind.
I hear that.
I'm the savior right now.
Yeah.
You know, whatever the case may be. But it's yes.
Yeah.
Tread lightly, man.
Yeah. No, and to speak to that, like I said, like hindsight is 20/20, and like I said, we can learn from the situation and, like you said, like learn how to deal with it more. You know, in a more
it's
careful
okay,
way,
Amber
so to
Chick.
say.
I was way
But
ahead
like
of
I said,
you.
like in the moment, there's
on
just
that
like
one.
it's a stressful situation, and you're not really able to even think things through when things are happening in real time like that. And just to you know, speak to the, you know, you don't want anybody around you. Like if I would have knocked on the door and she would have said no, I would have walked away. That would have been it. You know, and like to speak to the medication thing too.
And that's also where I feel like you maybe missed an opportunity to cultivate a genuine dope relationship.
Yeah.
And that's something that's really rare. Like without any of the filming, without any of the, you know, any conversations going this way or that way, I think you could have legitimately left with a friend, and that relationship would have continued to grow over the time period. Now, you know, we probably would have been looking at a new birth of a friendship.
Yeah,
you know, and you know, Dennis is trying to date Gabbie, so he's like,
Nah.
we trying to.
that's what everybody was saying.
I
trying to see who's
did
in on
that
it.
as a bit, and like
Yeah.
people are now saying that that's a thing. I just said, I even had it on the video. I said, I just like to get people's reactions.
Yeah.
It'd be funny though. I feel like it would go pretty viral, and people amazingly for some reason right now hate me more than they hate her. So it make her look good. Somebody donated $20. Said, please research and attend mental health crisis training in your area so you know how to.
It would not make her look good by dating you. Can you imagine the because you know Gabbie and Keemstar are friends, right? Could you imagine being a fly on the wall with that conversation? If Gabbie Hanna went on a date with Def Noodles, how the conversation would be between Keemstar and Gabbie Hanna? Could you imagine? Oh my God. Oh, I would pay to hear that conversation. I would pay to hear that conversation. I swear to God, I would pay to hear that conversation. And she went out on a date with Def Noodles, and Keemstar just like, what the fuck are you doing, Gabbie?
To correctly respond to people in crisis, stating no one would help her if you called it.
Hi,
if you
Pigeon.
called is ridiculous. You took full advantage of the situation.
I mean, I guess I disagree because a lot of people called and they didn't do anything. So it's like reality disagrees with what that person's saying, from what I understand. Like there were EMS, there were people that did a so-called psychological evaluation on her, and they came up and they left like 3, 4, 5 maybe times. You know, so like reality disagrees with that take at some level.
And what did you do? Okay, so what did you do for her? What did you do for her? They didn't do anything for her. What did you do for her? Except for record yourself peeing in her bathroom and record her fucking house. What did you do for her? You didn't do shit. Except for get millions of views and a lot of followers. But what did you do for Gabbie Hanna? What did you do? You didn't do shit either. You just stayed there longer than they did. What did you do? He didn't do shit. He didn't do shit.
Yeah. But that is, you know, let's promote people researching how to deal with it. That is a good thing to promote. Like, how do we deal with this, and how do we learn from this situation and go forward in ways that may be better? Like
learn from the situation. Do not go to someone's house that you do not know. Now, I mean, okay, obviously do not go to an influencer's house unless you're invited. How about that? That's what we learned today. Capitan for 2. Clout's a hell of a drug. Bingo. Oh, wait, it's over here. Yeah, there. You see that? Bingo.
like I said, not everything went down perfect, and there's a lot of things that could be better. So how do we learn from that and move forward?
Yeah. People are saying, people in the chat's going wild right now, bro. Yeah, I still like it. I still think that I can see what you're saying. I still think it would have been
I'm trying to get to his pandering part, and then we're done. Okay, because we're not going to watch this whole thing. I'm trying to get to the pandering part. Hold on.
I'm dealing with all of this in real time, and you know, in the moment, like I did what I thought I could do.
Yeah.
Once you have that, they can teach you anything else you need to know about, you know, de-escalating a situation.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, you know.
And just like we were saying earlier, like not everything gets notoriety, and like yeah, there is.
So I've took it upon myself to get the training to do the shit. So when I had a moment like that, I'm able to respond, and that's exactly.
Shame in that, like I drive my girlfriend's car. I don't have any shame in that. Like
okay, here we go. Here we go.
Based on that, what would you say to that?
Totally.
There.
And you know, asexual, agender. Like if you are human and somebody else is a human, like what else really matters there?
Yeah, I think it comes from a thing, you know,
It comes from a real fear, for sure.
It comes from a real fear. A
and
lot
real
of
thing.
women have been like victimized by men.
Totally.
That's a very real fear, and a lot of people now are spamming the chat saying that you're a real feminist. So they're now questioning whether or not you're a feminist.
Okay, watch
Based on
this.
That, what would you say?
Watch this part. This is when the pandering gets heavy and thick, and then we're done.
Say to them.
I'm absolutely a real feminist. I support every woman. I support every.
Inklet 499. Don't go to anyone's house without being invited to the end. These people are so just clueless, like they don't know how to human. Exactly, Inklet. Thank you for the 499.
A feminist. Based on that, what would you say to them?
I'm absolutely a real feminist. I support every woman. I support every man. But I also don't. I also don't believe in like outdated gender norms that say like the man should be the breadwinner and the woman should be at home. Like I don't believe in that sort of thing. I think everybody deserves to be equal. And if like my girlfriend works and I work at a restaurant, she makes probably more money than me, and I don't have any shame in that. Like I drive my girlfriend's car, I don't have any shame in that. Like I totally support like women doing whatever they want and kind of breaking down these gender norms that we have that put people into boxes.
Mm-hmm. So somebody asked if you can describe like what the feminism that you're like support.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I kind of just did, but like, yeah, I mean, like all people are equal. Women deserve to be treated as good as men. There's a lot of like if you look at the industries that are big, especially out here in Hollywood, like every CEO in Hollywood and every person in a position of upper management is typically a white male, and it's like it's intersectional.
Here we go with the pandering. It's starting.
And it's like an intersectional feminism where it's not just about women and men, it's also about white and black and about minorities versus, you know, the power structure of like how we've, you know, grown accustomed in this country to operating. And like there's been, like, you know, I'm from Texas, like there was redlining and black people not allowed to get mortgages on houses in certain areas until the fucking, like after the civil rights bill passed, you know? And it's like, there's so many different things that go into it. But yeah, at the end of the day, like we need more women doing more things because they're equally as capable as men.
LMAO, for some reason, I thought of this dude being on Catch a Predator with.
And what do you say to people who
Thank you
are
for the
saying,
5.
okay, you call yourself a feminist, but you exploited a woman in a vulnerable state?
Yeah, I mean, I still stand by the fact that like my intention was to help, and like if it comes off as something other than that, then like I apologize for the way it went down, and I apologize for people like getting that impression. But like at the end of the day, I never wanted to exploit anybody. I never wanted to like take advantage of anybody.
But you did though. You did. You exploited her. Do you not get that through your thick skull? Why am I always having to tell somebody to get something through their thick skull? Why? Why am I always the one doing it?
And like I just disagree, I guess.
But you do see where people.
Yeah, no, I totally see.
Like,
I totally
would say
see
that it's like I personally feel like it was exploitive. Honestly, I see what your intentions were going into it, but I still feel like she was exploited.
I guess what I would say is I would have done the same thing if it was a guy.
Yeah. Well, I think the gender in this case, I understand what people are saying. It's a lot of the female chatters that we have here saying that they would feel unsafe in that scenario, and I totally understand what they're saying. But I think regardless whether it's a woman or a man in that situation, I still feel like it was exploitive.
Yeah.
You know.
So I hear you.
And I kind of made this point earlier when I was saying, you know, maybe if you hadn't filmed in her house and we're filming outside, maybe if you just did one video before, one after, detailing your experience, and maybe not like, I don't know how many live streams you did. I watched like a little bit of one that you seemed like you were at home already. I watched like maybe 5 or 6 minutes of it, and a lot of people were like trying to understand where you were coming from. But I'm just, you know, I just think that there would have been a better approach to actually help her, because I don't see much of the benefit. You know?
And so I guess in a somewhat selfish way, a lot of the filming goes back to like I have to have some level of proof or evidence of what went down from my side of things, to the point where like people were saying, well, you broke in, and it's like, breaking in means something specific, you know. It means like you're entering like in a violent.
But if you're entering her house under false pretenses, then is that technically trespassing?
No,
we have any lawyers in the chat?
Not.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, false pretenses is a very specific legal term that basically applies when you go into a home under the guise of like, hey, I'm your cable guy, and then you rob them. That's what false pretenses is.
Gotcha.
And if people are meaning it in maybe a more colloquial way, I can understand that. But like at the end of the day, like I said, like you cannot go up and.
I bet you he does this shit again. Tell people
like someone going through that, like I'm going to help you, because at the end of the day, that's what the police were doing, and that's what the EMS were doing, and she denied all of them. So like you have to kind of give this like effort to bond, and the way to do it is not by telling someone I'm here to do this or that. And it's like I was doing what I could to try to get like into the situation in a way that I could help at a later time. And and just to go back to the filming thing, it's like there's so many things that I've had to come out and combat. Like I didn't wear my bracelet today, but there was a bracelet that I was wearing in some of my live streams afterwards, and people, like, you know how quickly something like can just be one comment, and then next thing you know, everybody's saying it. Like, hey, Gabby's looking for her Cartier bracelet.
Cab for 5. Nick, just because you think you're special doesn't make you qualified to whatever you want. He wants to go to jail, apparently.
You stole her bracelet. You stole her bracelet. And then I had to go prove that I was wearing it, days, weeks, months before, because, and that goes back to the filming thing. Is like, why did I film the entrance? Because I knew people were going to say certain things, and, I had to, cover my ass.
So in other words, he knew what he was doing. You got that, right? That's why he recorded the entrance, because
days, weeks, months before, because, and that goes back to the filming thing. Is like, why did I film the entrance? Because I knew people were going to say certain things, and I had to cover my,
because he knew what he was doing was wrong. He knew what he was doing was wrong. He knew exactly what he was doing.
My ass at least a little bit, and have like, okay, like, no, that's not what happened, and here's the footage, here's my side of it, and here's me proving that no, I didn't knock down the door and break in, I didn't sneak in through the back, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I didn't steal the bracelet. So some level of the filming was also like, cover my ass, because I just like, I don't know if I thought this subconsciously or consciously, but like I knew that I was gonna have to cover my ass at some level at some point, I guess.
Would you, if you could go back, would you actually like tell her that you knew who she was instead of like telling her that you didn't know who she was? Because that's also.
Well, I never told her that I didn't know who she was.
Okay.
So I and it's like there, it's a lie by omission, I guess. Like I didn't.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done with him. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. We are watching no more. Say goodbye to the clout goblin. No, Alana, it's not. I'm not going to show that either. Because although poppers are not illegal, they are actually illegal to consume if you look it up. Okay. So, does anyone Flop Tina, poppers are fun though. I heard that whole conversation, Flop Tina, and you educated the masses. Alright guys, anything else before we get out of here? I believe I'm gonna come back on midnight though. But there is something special I want y'all to do. Okay? Because I don't know how to actually put us on there. But there is something special. Okay? People of the Xylie, your honorable leader, we are going to war. Alright? And I need y'all to take this command and run with it. Okay? We're going to war. Okay? Now, do we understand? Put ones in the chat if you understand we're going to war. Alright? Get the flames up, get the knights up, we're going to war. Ones in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. Let's go. Alright. Now that we know we're going to war, Tipster is live right now. And I want you to go in there and raid. But I don't want you to say Xylie raid. No. We're not going to say Xylie raid. We're going to say derail raid. Okay? I want y'all to go in there and derail raid him. Okay? That is Tipsters Live. Go now and put derail raid. Derail raid. Yes. Here we go. Look. Hey, like my stream before you leave, though. But derail raid his ass. I want to see derail raid when I get over there. We will not be silent this night. We will not be silent this night. We will get him back. Derail raid. Let's fucking go.
Cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent. And it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots. If I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic.